My next guest, Stephen Moore, is on the president's, he's an economic advisor to the president, and he's also a distinguished visiting fellow for the Project for Economic Growth at the Heritage Foundation. You've seen him a number of different times on Fox News and elsewhere, and probably also at the Wall Street Journal. Stephen joins us now on the phone. Stephen, great to have you. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time on this. I know the president said yesterday, this week, he was discussing economic regulations that could be undone to help further speed our recovery. He signed an order to that effect. What can you tell us about that?
Hi, Dan. Good to be with you. By the way, let me go back to something you just said because it's really important. You know, you mentioned Governor Pritzker of my home state of Illinois, who is maybe the dumbest governor in America, although there's a lot of competition for that. But anyway, he you know, that quote you just cited from him where he said, you know, well, we're going to put these people in jail if these businesses, their only option is to go to jail. No, actually, Dana, they have another option. You know what that option is?
Fines? $2,500 fine?
Leave the state.
Yeah, or leave the state.
Leave. I mean, do what thousands and thousands of other businessmen and women have done. Leave Illinois. Illinois has lost 700,000 people on net over the last 10 years because of dingbat left-wing policies. I mean, the big story in America, and this is being accelerated, Dana, by what's happened with, you know, the openings of the economy in these red states, is it's going to accelerate the migration of people out of blue states. Businessmen, families, seniors are leaving these states that are locked down, and they're going to Georgia, and they're going to Florida, and they're going to Texas and Tennessee and Arizona. And this is putting incredible pressure on. It doesn't matter what Pritzker says. If he didn't open up his economy until the middle of June, he's not going to have any businesses left.
Yeah,
you saw
true.
Los Angeles, the idiot mayor in Los Angeles saying, oh, maybe we'll keep the Los Angeles shut down for 3 more months. No, people aren't going to stand it. You're going to have rioting in the streets if you do that. So I got to say, Ron DeSantis is my new hero. What he's done in Florida is fantastic. If people haven't seen his takedown of the media, did you see his?
We played that yesterday. It was brilliant and justified,
so
very justified.
Yeah, so great. And, you know, I love that guy. And, you know, they've had a reduction in deaths in Florida as they've opened up. Same thing in Georgia. By the way, the media, remember what they said about Governor Kemp in Georgia? He's got blood on his hands. He's going to cause thousands of deaths in Georgia for opening up. Guess what happened in Georgia, folks? They've had a decline in their hospitalization rates, decline in their death rates, much faster than other states that are still closed down. Dana, have you heard any apologies from the media?
No, I have not heard of any, but I have heard about the statistics for nursing home fatalities in New York and how New York leads the state thanks to Andrew Cuomo's order mandating that those patients be kept in nursing homes. Haven't heard much about that, though.
By the way, this is the guy that the liberal Democrats want to make they want to throw Biden over the side of the bus and have Andrew Cuomo be their nominee. Bring it on. I would love to see Donald Trump run against Cuomo. He has the worst economy of the 50 states, and there is no governor in America. They say, oh, he's so smart. He's so intelligent. He's so well-spoken. Oh, yeah, except that he handled half the deaths in the country were in New York because of his incompetence. He kept the New York subway system open, put sick people in the nursing homes, which infected all of the healthy people. I mean, how in the world is he a hero?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And you know what? Even if they do decide to kind of get rid of Biden and have Cuomo instated as their leader, as their nominee, the little CNN segments with his brother aren't going to be enough to save him from that hot mess in the state. That's they can get out the Acme-sized swabs all they want to, but that's not going to do anything.
There you go. So you asked me the question about the
yes,
which I'm really honored to be part of, and I think Trump has done really a fantastic job here. And thank God we have people. People should think. Can you imagine going through this economic recovery if Joe Biden was president?
Yes, or if we still had the Obama economy. I don't know where we would be. Yeah.
So Trump is very much in favor of getting these states to open up. I think he did the wise thing of letting the governors take the lead. And I'm feeling good about the way that things are going on that front. We need to stop the spending, Dana.
Oh, yes.
My big worry is Republicans are going to say no. Everyone realizes the Pelosi bill is an abomination. I mean, here we are in a health epidemic, and they want to spend money on the Illinois pension system and environmental justice grants and arts funding and things like that have nothing. And I'm in favor of the arts, but this is not the time to be, giving millions and millions of dollars to the. So My worry is, Dana, that's why I wanted to do your show. We cannot allow the Senate Republicans to say, oh, not $3 trillion. We're just going to cut that in half and do $1.5 trillion. No, zero. We've already spent $3 trillion. $3 trillion, not billion, $3 trillion. That's enough money that's spent. If we want to get the economy stimulated, we do what Trump did in 2017 and 18. Cut taxes, reduce regulation, better trade deals, cut the red tape. And those are the things that will revive the economy. I'm a big fan, as is Art Laffer and Steve Forbes and others, of suspending the payroll tax for the rest of the year.
That is amazing.
This would mean, all of us, you, me, everybody listening to the show, if you got a job and you get a paycheck, you would get a 7.5% increase in your paycheck from now until the end of the year. That will stimulate growth. It'll stimulate hiring. By the way, anyone who's listening to the show, if you're a small business owner, a man or a woman who runs a small business, your payroll costs will go down by 7.5% because that's not going to be withheld from the money that you make. And if you're self-employed, because I know a lot of people are self-employed, you're going to have a 15% increase in your 15%.
That's amazing. I love that idea. I love it. Now, you know, you're going to have the people who come out, and I have so many thoughts on Social Security. They're going to say, well, that's where we get Social Security. You know, the money that they said that they were going to save for everyone that they actually spent, so they needed to be able to take some payroll tax money and everything else in order to fund this stuff. What do you say to those individuals?
Yeah. So that's a great question. That's the most important question. So what this plan would do is we would credit the Social Security fund with bonds, so that there just that's how we've been funding Social Security, along with payroll taxes with bonds. So we would not this would not cost the trust fund one penny. There's no reduction in benefits now or ever in this plan. It's just bonds in that money that would be repaid by taxpayers later. And it's a good question, because people wouldn't go for this if they thought it meant reduction in benefits. It does not. It does not reduce benefits one penny. That's what the left says, but it doesn't. And the other thing is, people say, I get a kick out of this one, Dana. They say, oh, we shouldn't cut the payroll tax because that doesn't help people who don't have jobs. I'm like, how stupid are these people? Yeah. The whole point of this is to get people jobs, right?
That's
They don't want to get people jobs. Everything we've done so far is to keep people out of jobs. Did you know 31 states today are paying people more money not to work than to work?
Yes, and they were actually considering at one point
states.
flirting with the idea of increasing it. And that's created such a catch-22 for these business owners trying to fulfill the PPP criteria and also make sure they have a business to continue running when things reopen.
You're right. In fact, I've been talking to a lot, because we do have, half of the states open now. And I'm getting calls from people, construction companies, stores, little shops, people who run, plants and factories, and they say, we can't get workers back. This is weird. We have 35 million people unemployed in the country. They can't get people to do the jobs because people are getting more money not to go back on the job.
Right.
How dumb is that? Sometimes government does some really stupid things, but that's probably at the top of the list. And by the way, Dana, liberals love to talk about fairness. How is it fair for the people who are working on the construction projects to be paid less than the people who are not on the job?
Exactly. And we're talking with Stephen Moore, who is an economic advisor to the president. And I know, folks, and he knows more, I think, than anybody about the economic plans of the president, because he's written about it. Trumponomics, inside the America First Plan to Revive Our Economy, his book with Art Laffer, that he has out and available where books are sold. So, Stephen, you mentioned too what the president did when he first took office and cut taxes. He also cut regulations and he cut spending elsewhere. I hope that he does this again, because the economy exploded. We had more jobs than we had people to fill them. An amazing thing. Yep. We had an overabundance of jobs. It was, great. And I know that a lot of people, I know the chairman of the St. Louis Fed was very confident that we would be back at that point when things started reopening. Do you anticipate, if there is an insistence by maybe some of the Senate Republicans to keep spending, that the administration is going to push back on that?
I hope so. I do really believe, first of all, one of the things that I don't want anyone ever to say again is that the government spending is a stimulus. They keep saying these are stimulus bills.
Yes, and they're not.
And that's the only thing those bills do is stimulate government.
Yes.
They don't stimulate private business. They stimulate government. And so we can't afford to keep passing government stimulus bills. We need to stimulate the private sector of our economy. But right now, government spending is crowding out the investment that would be made in our businesses that are necessary for our economic health. So I've been advising the president to not negotiate with Pelosi. Just stop negotiating with that lady. Everything in her bill is bad for the economy. So how can you negotiate with somebody like that? I think you should just pay. Here's this one, Dana, and I want you to get your thoughts on this. I was talking to some of the high-level White House people. I won't mention their names. And they said, what do you think we should do? And I said, here's what I think Trump should do. He should, next Tuesday or Wednesday, he should have a State of the Union address to the whole nation and explain, no press, none of these stupid, press conferences where the media, they get into these sophomore debates. And he just lays out to the American people, here's what we've done. Here's some of the mistakes we've made. Here's what we've done right. Here's the status of things. Here's our plan for getting our economy up and running. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to cut the payroll tax and give a reduction, an added payroll lift to American workers. And this is the plan. Nancy Pelosi, get with the plan. And, Trump is so great at those State of the Union speeches, and people want to hear from the president. If he did that, I think his approval rating would shoot up to 60%.
Oh, I think it would too. Not to mention all the headlines about the Dow and everything else, all the action on Wall Street. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would just, she'd rip that speech up too. She'd probably find it and rip it up. That's what she'd do. I hope he does that. I would love to see that. And we're all excited. And I am so glad that we do not have an Obama economy or a Clinton economy. And heaven forbid we will not have a Biden economy either, because I've said a million times, I think that this administration, this president, and the economic plans that he put forward, this is the only thing that has sustained the nation through all of this. I mean, it's just not.
I get a laugh at it. I don't see. Have you seen these new Democratic ads that Biden is running?
Yes.
Where he's saying, Trump screwed up our economy. And Joe Biden is the one who led us out of the recovery. Remember, he was the one who said the summer of recovery. Remember that?
Yes.
We waited. We didn't have a summer. We didn't have a summer recovery in 2009. We didn't have one in 2010.
No.
We didn't have one in 2012.
Nope.
We didn't get a summer recovery until 2017.
That's right.
When Donald Trump was president. And the economy is. You're right. It's hard to believe, but it is true. 2 months ago, we had the best economy in 50 years, and then we got hit by this comet of a coronavirus that nobody saw coming. And we're going to have to do it again. We're going to have to rebuild the economy again. And, folks, who do you want to do that? Do you want Donald Trump to do it, a businessman who rebuilt our economy once, or do you want Joe Biden, who, by the way, the Obama policies created the weakest recovery from a recession since the Great Depression?
That's right. That's right. Stephen Moore, the book is Trumponomics, Inside the America First Plan to Revive Our Economy. Follow him on Twitter, Stephen Moore. Stephen, always a pleasure. Appreciate your insight and your time today. Thank you.